All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Second shot here at round two of the Flying Philosophers versus IFHE. Map has been corrected. As you guys know, when you put the training room together, you got to make sure that all settings were right. Unfortunately, one setting was slightly off, got picked up, had to fix it. No worries, fixed it. Off we go. So, what Flying Philosophers are bringing once again, Lexington. This time, they apparently don't feel so good about bringing that constellation. They've gone back to an Alabama. They've got a Chapayev. They've got the double P bag. They've got Leterbe, and they have an Orcon this time.
Indeed, it's not the first time we've seen an Orcon in the event, but it's certainly the first time today we've seen one. Opposing them from the South Spawn, vying for their finals berth, here is the IFHE team fielding Shokaku, a North Carolina, double Bayard, Chapayev, and double Kiev. Not really seeing any lineup changes at all, actually.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
I guess so. I guess what they need to make sure they fix this time is they need to make sure Narco doesn't slow down and stop in front of the entire opposing team and dive bombers.
Absolutely. Well, that's not going to happen here, as he's already opening up and turning a kite away. So that's what you would expect Kiev to do, and there you go.
They are putting some damage into Arch Zero as he dives the C-cap over here.
Remember, guys, this is do or die for the Flying Philosophers. If they lose this, then they're out of the tournament.
They are indeed. I'm not sure I like this play from Arch. He's about to slow down and basically ground himself on this island with a Shokaku rocket strike coming in. When you telegraph your location like that, the opposing carrier can absolutely get some good work, and we see there the Shokaku rockets getting in about a 3K hit.
That's right, and now you can see this. You can see the relative strength of the Kiev there. It was able to get into position to shoot at Arch Zero. It was able to smoke up, so now they have continued shots for free, which is huge because that if those were friendships, they'd have the Chapayev, the Alabama shooting at them and stuff like that. Nope, they're in smoke. They're safe.
Yep, the Kiev smoke absolutely doing good work for these guys. That worked last game. It's so far working very well this game. Speaking
of Kiev, here comes the sneak.
Indeed,
Philosophers right up on Arch Zero.
Philosophers moving out to an early lead here, but they got one ship quite low. That's Arch Zero's Tarib. Let's see, can they spot him? They can.
Yes.
Narcomoeba opening up on him on the surface as he's trying to maneuver in that narrow channel. It's going to be interesting to see because, again, the torpedo bombers are out hunting him as well. And it's not as if Narco is the only thing shooting at him. His teammates to the south opening up, contributing. Torpedo salvo's already downrange looking for Arch.
Yep, Arch grounded himself. There he goes. Now he's gotten freed. This is going to be a huge kill.
If they can bag this kill, it'll be massive. Running back north as the Shokaku loops around to try and put torpedoes into him. We've seen Pika do this, and there we go. There he goes. Indeed. IFHE claiming first blood here. Picking off Arch Zero as he does bag the cap, but it cost him his ship.
Yep. Now that smoke is expiring, but Seal 9 has his smoke available. He can move just a little bit farther forward. Of course, Orcon torpedoes are coming. They don't know that yet.
Spotted now, it looks like, as Buck pulls the handbrake and dodges them easily.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, that's going to screw up a little bit with the smoke timing.
Now, Zath, if you have a look over at the 3 line, we're about to start seeing a repeat. It feels like we've seen this play before.
Intensifies, huh?
Hon intensifies. Double Bayard starting in on the Bagration pair at A again. Going from south to north this game.
This time they're right next to each other, basically saying, we don't need AP. We got HE, let's just do it.
Certainly looks that way as copious quantities of HE going down on Occam's Bagration. He pops his heel, trying to recover some of that lost HP, but the Bayard reload boosters just hammering him.
Yeah.
And here come the rockets.
Look how closely those Bayards are to each other.
Synchronized captaining, Zath.
Yeah, I mean, you miss one and hit the other because of that, though.
Solid rocket here from the Shokaku. They land a fire in about another 2 or 3K, but the fire is what's really going to do the work here.
Oh, absolutely. Not only is it a continuous tick, it's also a debuff to concealment, so it's going to be harder for Occam to go dark, essentially, and stealth up.
Indeed. That Great Sea, not exactly the stealthiest Tier 8 cruiser. They are using that to their advantage here to sneak up and get kind of those first strike salvos we saw. Now, they've got the Alabama looking that way. I've seen some salvos come in. Yep. Farmer Beeves, Alabama, taking long-range pot shots at both of these Bayards at varying points. Yep. And they're so close together, Zath, that a miss on one might generate a hit on another.
That's what I was talking about, exactly. Or he could actually hit both.
Yep. He only got an overpen, it looked like, into Creamy that time. As here comes the Lexington.
Yeah.
They have angered the Flying Philosophers, Zath.
Yep.
But all this focus on the Bayard push has allowed them to move up into the A and the C cap. If you look back over at the 8 line, the Kiev is about to grab C.
There it is.
And there it is. They do get some solid hits into Jared, though, as Akam goes down to a sustained Shikaku assault. Oh! Ira getting big citadels on Jared's Bayard there, way over on the 3 line. Finally seeing the 180 AP come into play.
Just caught a little bit of that there at the end.
And Jared still has Lexington torpedoes coming up from astern. He has to at least factor those into his maneuvering here.
That limits his ability to turn. Exactly.
There we go. They finally run out of steam. He's clear to turn now.
And I almost wonder if he's gone dark at this point.
Now, something else we haven't talked about necessarily in a bit, Zath, if you look back at the 4 line, you're going to find a very, very large presence inexorably steaming towards the A-cap.
Yep, that's that North Carolina.
That is Mr. Sox, North Carolina, going to make his presence felt here on this side of the map.
How about the fact that he's backed up by a Shokaku just 1 grid square behind it?
Absolutely. That Shokaku, like Pikachu, one of the things that I kind of, when I talk about carrier play, I talk about hull position, and I still feel like hull position is a critical part of mastering and understanding modern post-rework carrier play.
Absolutely.
And I don't do it very well. That's one of the reasons I talk about it a lot, because I feel like it's something I need to do better at. But when you see somebody who's good at it, who understands it, and like we continually see out of Pikachu, it is hugely impactful.
That's right.
With a 2-ship lead and a 2-cap lead, now they start to flip over A. IFHE continuing to lay the pressure down. We're not even 8 minutes into this game, and they're working on a 150-point lead. It's about to get bigger.
Yeah, Farmer Bev is getting farmed.
Yeah, he is. He's getting farmed here by Shokaku bomb. Actually, the bombs went on the... No, those went on him.
Yeah, they did. As well as Chapayev and the 2 Kievs.
But now the Kievs you see playing the long-range gunboat role you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Content to sit back and throw shells from 15 kilometers or so, 14 kilometers.
Well, when you've got the cap lead, the point lead, the ship lead, they have to come into you, so you can play that game.
Indeed. I feel like the Philosophers have not gotten much out of the Orcon this game, Zach.
No, they haven't. I mean, the Orcon's got that radar, but they put it with the Chapayev, which also has that radar, so I'm not 100% sure what they were trying to accomplish having it sit there.
So, something else I want to point out about Pikachu's aggressive hull position, look what it allows them to do with Jared. We talked earlier in the day about how it's critical that you're able to use carriers to finish off low-health ships that run away that you might not be able to spot or so on. But by moving the Shokaku forward, his AA suite can then become impactful to the battle by helping defend Jared's Bayard, who's only on 4,000 HP. Should the opposing Lexington decide they want to come for him, he can contribute meaningfully to that defense.
Right.
Kind of all over but the crying here is IFHE just steamrolling this game. They're going to put down Drunk's Chapayev here in seconds, and when that happens, the game will be over.
And that'll be a 2-0, right?
Yep, that'll be a 2-0 sweep for IFHE. They'll be sweeping their way right into the finals to see Jedi Zath, who won their semifinals match already. And there it is.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to see a return of the Jedi.
Indeed. A commanding performance here from IFHE as they move on to the finals. They're going to be facing Jedi, who we saw earlier in their quarterfinals victory. Zath, this is going to be a fun match. I can't wait to have a conversation and try and pick and choose this one. This one's going to be best of 5. We've got to turn it over to the refs so they can do map picks and bans and everything.
Right.
We'll be back to the studio for a bit. Any last thoughts on this match, Zath?
I can't wait. I want to see those Kievs again. Oh my
Oh,
God, this is gonna be
yeah.
great.
Oh,
It's gonna be
yeah. That's going to be
great.
good stuff. All right, guys, let's kick it back to the studio. We will see you in the finals. Have fun.